Hello and welcome. It's a good day to be on the farm. My name is Chuck, and this is a continuation of my really big field in Western Wild series. That's not really a series. It started with tramlines. I still have tramlines, as you can see here. This is my second planting, and as you can see, we have oats that are ready to harvest. I do have more B-roll saved of planting and killing the weeds and then a little bit of fertilizing on this. So we're ready to harvest again. And as you can see, I went from a little over $400,000 in money down to 375 with buying. Let me just actually go to my finances and see if it says here. So yeah, April, May, June. So I spent so 7,000 a March on fertilizer, another 4,800 in April, and then another 9,600 in June to fertilize. So those are the two fertilizations. There's also herbicide for killing the weeds somewhere in there. Another 9,600 on seeds back in March when I planted that. So you can see it's just slowly eating down the costs from where I was down to the 375 that I have. Again, here's my header that I bought on sale. So this was about half off, so I decided to jump on it. It's a Fendt header, and I have Fendt equipment, including this baler and this big Fendt tractor that I used to cultivate and plant. So I decided to take this 40-foot Fendt header and hope that I could get a 40 or the large Fendt harvester on sale. But of course, that didn't happen. And if you look at it, so here's the header. If I go to combinations, this is the Fendt Ideal, which is 419,000. So I don't quite have enough to get it. So I'm going to have to take out at least a little bit of a loan to get this harvester, which we're going to need to do this episode, or in order to harvest, because we've got oats that are ready to come out, and I want to get that process going. But before we get there, let me show you this. Here is a John Deere CP 690 for $365,000. So I can actually afford this right now if I don't buy the harvester and I just lease it again this year, which again cost me 60,000, I think, for renting two last time. So it would obviously be cheaper to rent one, but I have more hours on it, and it's going to take longer to harvest because of that. But it is also a wider harvester. So I'm going to guess 45,000 to lease the Fendt Ideal harvester that I would need for my header that I own. The nice thing is I don't have to rent a header because I bought one. So we could lease that Fendt and maybe buy this John Deere right now, because this is a really good deal. So this is a CP690. Let me go up here. It's a cotton harvester, and it's the really expensive one. So there's two cotton harvesters. This one from Case gives you the 20,000 liter rectangular bales, and this one gives you the 10,000 liter round bales. And as you can see, the difference is this one is 485,000. This one is 847,000. So this is the top end round cotton baler, 847,000. Or I can get this one with 25.2 hours on it and 29 months of being owned. So obviously used, but 365 is obviously, it says right there 56% off, but is a really big discount. 365 makes it affordable to do cotton, and cotton is one of the crops that you can make the most money on in the game. So I'm tempted to make this a big cotton field in year 3. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. Since I can't buy the Ideal harvester, the Fendt Ideal anyway, what if I don't buy it at all and I just lease and then get the cotton harvester and then I plant cotton next year on this giant field? Because I bet we would make a lot of money on cotton. Now, the problem is, I've got all of this equipment, well, specifically the seeder and the harvester a header for not cotton, because that seeder won't plant cotton. This harvester header won't plant harvest cotton. So that's kind of a downside, but that leaves it open to do more fields of different things. And that's what I think I'm going to do, because, you know, you only live once. So I just wanted you guys to see this. So I'm going to go ahead and buy this on sale. And I'm down to basically a little under $11,000. So to rent, because we still got a harvest today, so I'm going to go back to headers in my garage and hit the combination and make sure I've got this one. So to lease this harvester, I don't have enough money. Can you tell me how much I do need, sir? That would be very helpful. Should probably check that before I, you know, did anything else. It's 519. Okay. So they're recommending that I buy the really big horsepower one to match with that header. So that's the thing. Oh, the loans is here. Where is my money tab? All right, so let's just borrow 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30,000. 35. I'm going to borrow 35,000 in a loan because I think it's going to cost me about 45,000 to lease this harvester once I pay the worker to drive it, so I can still cart and do the hours that it's going to take. And let's go back to. I like doing it from the garage. I guess maybe we could do it from here because we know what harvester it is, and I can show you. It's recommending, so it's not even the little Fendt Para. It's this big Fendt, the Fendt Ideal. And so this one, I want to go to combinations. So it's got this 40-foot one and this 40-foot one. I think we have the power flow. But it can use these 4 headers. And it was recommending this. You go right into it. It's the 647 horsepower, not thousand horsepower, is a plus $100,000. So as you go in here to buy it, it's immediately giving you the beefiest one. I don't think I need that much. It's pretty flat here. Actually goes to 790. So if we go to 451, well, so let's just go back. 647 is plus 100,000, so that's 519. To lease that, it is 26,494. So let me go and see if we get the 451, the cheapest, 21,394. So that's $5,000 cheaper to lease right there. I don't know why it wouldn't work. Maybe it harvests a little bit slower. I'm not really sure, but we're going to, you know, we're not buying it. I want to know if I could even afford the 419,000 one, which is what I thought, because that's the cheapest price. I want to see if it can do it. So we're going to just do this and go from there. So I need to do 2 things. Number 1, we're going to hop in our New Holland here and pull this header out. So let me back up and grab this header. Now we did buy the header trailer just so that we had a way to get it out of there. I originally just kind of left it down at the shop, but I was leaving it down at the shop for like over a year. And realistically, you can't do that because, you know, it's not how businesses work. They're not going to let you buy something for this year's price and then they're going to store it for you for a year. So I thought I need to get this back home, but I can't pick it up because I don't have a harvester to attach it to. So the best I could come up with was buying this trailer that does the, I call it magnets, but basically snaps to the header. So I was able to essentially just drive the trailer really close to this header. And because of that, it, actually, let me do this. Let me come here and not hit the red barn, but bring this back up here because we're going to do an up and down at each end like we did last time. So I'll leave this kind of right here for when we get here. And then we're going to cycle through. So here's our cotton harvester, which isn't going to do anything but sit around for a year. And then here's the Fendt that we rented. So we'll back this thing out. We'll obviously bring that cotton harvester back to the farm and park it up, but we'll do that once this Fendt is going because we're charged by the hour. Now it's the work hour, so technically it doesn't matter, but it's going to be a long day of harvesting just to get everything where we need it to be. So I think oats, which is what's on the field, leaves a straw swath. So that's a thing. So we've also got to bale it. Now we don't technically have to bale it all today, but I will probably bale while this is running with a worker, just so we can kind of get through all that. I could theoretically do it all myself and save the cost of paying the worker to do it. But I mean, it's going to take over 4 hours to harvest it, or at least that was what my estimate was from what it took us last year. Now that was with 2 harvesters. It took 2.1 hours for each of those harvesters. So I'm guessing 4.2 hours, but maybe with a wider header, it'll be like 3.5. Either way, it's going to be a while. So I don't see myself doing this 3.5 hours myself and then stopping to cart myself every time, because then it will take forever to get there. So I just want to see, will the $419,000 Fendt Ideal run this header on this flat piece of land? And I think it's left bumper right in the directional pad that turns on the straw swath. And I'm watching the back extend and unextend. So this looks like it would not be swathing because it's not going back and forth. Or excuse me, not be spreading. So we're going to try this. 90, to try to get to 90, and we might have to adjust again. See, that's what I want it to not do. So we're going to do this. It was doing it. And if we do this, it just spreads it and we don't get. Yeah, that's where we just toss it and we don't get an actual straw. I want straw. Back up, turn this back on, and we'll extend that back out. Sorry about that, guys, but I don't seem to be having any problems. Does not appear to be having any problems running it on the lowest horsepower. So luckily, I think that works. So we could have afforded, well, we couldn't afford it, but had we just bought this Ideal and planted another one of the crops that we can, or that we do have the equipment for, we could have made it work. But that cotton harvester was too good of a deal for me. I'm a sucker for a good deal. So that's what we're going to do. And so I'm going to harvest this thing. I'm sure I will record some footage of it, but I might just do another just beginning of the harvest and then another end of the harvest and piece those together for my video. But I wanted you guys to know that I bought a cotton harvester. So we do cotton for year 3, or for the 3rd harvest on this recording anyway. So that's going to be it for now. I'll catch up with you guys later, and we'll see how expensive harvesting is this time around. All right, take care. Catch you guys in a minute. Bye-bye. Hey guys, welcome back. As you can see, Harvest 2 is complete, and I've already cultivated the field. So I have not even checked to see how many oats we got off the field compared to the amount of wheat. I feel like it's going to be less, but we'll see how much less. So we guessed 300,000. We got 404, 403, something like that. I've already forgotten, because I'm not kidding. I'm at like 22 hours into this map now. So it was a while ago, that last harvest. So we're going to go ahead and first check this live with you guys and see. Yep, 231,000 liters of oats. Now, as you can see, wheat sells for 500, oats sell for seven, almost 800, and that's in the off season. They can get up to 1300. So you get less volume because you get more per liter, but 231,000 liters is significantly less than the 400,000 of wheat that we got before. But there's that. So let me show you the map here real quick, just so you can kind of see. So this is obviously the same field we had in season one. We're back to seedbed for the most part. We still have our tram lines on here from where it was double fertilized, and there's some rolling stuff. And obviously, I missed quite a few little spots when I was planting, so those have stayed fertilized. Obviously, didn't nothing grew on there when I planted, just a little bit wide. So I tried to use the same tram lines. It didn't quite line up, just because of variation and how I was lining up from line to line. So we're off a little bit, but for the most part, we got it done. We grew it, and now we've got our seed bed. So we're basically ready to turn around and do what we need to do. Also, in the beginning of this episode, I think it'll be this episode, there's our cotton harvester. So we're planting cotton next time, which of course we don't have the right planter for. Our planter over here doesn't do the cotton. So we'll have to either lease something that plants cotton or, do whatever. Here's our big cultivator that we use to get it back to seedbed, and obviously our big Fent. Both of those are very muddy. And then this is our header. We did end up using this header that we own, that we got on sale, and basically leasing the cultivator because we're apparently going cotton now, which I haven't really done before. So that's interesting. So I think we saved money. Let me just flip down to the finances here. So, yeah. So last time we spent about 56,000 leasing two smaller harvesters, but we also had to lease the headers, and we also, used workers pretty consistently. And this one, I did most of it myself. I did use a worker at the end. So you can see there's like almost $3,000 in worker costs just for the end because I was starting to cultivate and do things like that. Actually, I used a worker for cultivating too because I started baling as well. So yeah, lots of things were happening, but 39,000, so 42 versus 56, we saved 14,000 owning our own header and only leasing one harvester instead of two for this harvest, so that worked better. I did want you guys to see me cleaning off my equipment because I really enjoy having some clean equipment for the off season, especially when we only use this once a year. I don't want it to sit here and get damaged from having dirt and stuff. I'm not taking care of the equipment that we own. So anyway, here is our cultivator. We're spraying that off. Obviously, we're going to spray off the big Fent too. Get that clean. Can I get over here without stretching the hose? It looks dirtier from this side. So we'll get that clean. We're also going to spray off. Yeah, there we go. There's my hose. We're going to spray off the New Holland a little bit. Although I think I sprayed that yesterday. And then here's my header. So we're going to clean up this header as well. So I parked all this stuff kind of funny down here so that we could get it all clean because, I put my my power washer kind of right in the middle here. So anyway, I'll repark these here off camera, but I did just want to follow up with you about what size harvest we got. And here is our baler. Yeah, I sprayed off the New Holland when I sprayed off the baler, but we got 28 bales here and then another 13 bales here. So 31. Yeah, this one fell off for whatever reason. No, I cannot pick that up. These are 36,000 liter bales. Not a chance. I can't even pick up the regular bales. Anyway, but so here's our bales. Again, we made almost 100,000 off the bales last time, in addition to what we made from the wheat. So wanted to make sure I baled it all again. I do have the footage from all of that stuff. I think I'm going to release that in some other videos. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on where we're at. So year 2 harvest is done. Now that we have this stuff, I think everything is off, right? Yeah, you're off, you're off, you're off. Let me take this New Holland, since I haven't quite figured out where to. I suppose I should just pull it in right there. I was gonna say I haven't figured out where to park it, but I think I'm actually just gonna park it right in here. I was gonna park it behind the house otherwise, and then we can start advancing the days here. But let me see if I can get this pulled in. It's gonna be a pain to get out, but I won't need it for a while because we're harvesting cotton next. Is that underneath fully? We'll see if we can get out. Yep. All right, so we'll take that out of there. Come on over to the house and park our vehicle right outside so we don't have to walk far to start working next time. So I just need to check the calendar. First of all, check the sales, because if there was a planter that planted cotton, that would be amazing. But there's not. I need to check the calendar. When do you plant cotton? Cotton is a February, March kind of time frame. So again, we don't have much to do. This is ready to be planted again, but we're not going to plant it till February or March, which is after when we can sell all of that grain. So we pretty much can fast forward a bunch of days and see, number one, if we get a planter that plants cotton in the sales, and number two, what kind of return we're going to get for our harvest. So 116 in lease payments. Where is my fine? That's the wrong one. I always do that. So we did have to take a loan out of 35,000 in order to lease that harvester, but that's because we bought the cotton harvester. So once we sell either the bales or this, so yeah, prices are going up. 760s. We obviously want over 1,000, at least 1,100 would be great. We never quite get to that 1,300 cap, or when the straw gets back up. Now, last year, if I remember right, the straw did not get very high. Like it said 100, and we got like upper 60s, I think. So obviously, we'll see where we're at. If we can get a better price. But at some point in time, we're only paying 116 in interest on that 35,000. So it is what it is. But eventually we should, if we get a little bit higher of a price in straw, it's worth paying the interest to make that money back in the increased price of the straw. Great demand at the train yard. What does the train yard want? The train yard is buying straw at 100. Interesting. What are you buying oats at? Seriously. 1302. Maybe we need to figure out how to do the train yard today. Okay, let's just take a look at this. At the very least, if we can really sell our straw for 100, that is worth it. Now we do have to rent the train. I guess it's the same train yard, so it doesn't really matter because we could probably load both. Tag the place. Go back up to the map. I don't actually know where the train yard is on Western Wilds. So that's a bit of a drive. It's not flashing anywhere else, is it? Nope. So yeah, we got to go from way up there to way down here, and we got to go there with lots of loads of things. But um, getting max price is nice. Um, how much does it cost to rent the train? That is what I don't know. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna leave it here. I am gonna play around with that because I don't want to. Yeah, there's that giant pillar of light. So the train yard is way over there. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save it here, and I'm gonna pause the video and maybe save that for the next episode to see selling on the train yard, doing all that stuff. Because obviously this one started with buying the cotton harvester after we'd already planted oats, and that kind of messing up our plan, which is fine. But yeah, let me mess around with that. I don't know if it costs like 25,000 to rent the train. It's not going to make up for. We're not going to make that cost back. In which case, it'd be better just to wait till December or January to sell our stuff at our sell point, like we did last year, and save the time of trying to cart everything over there. But also, there's no great road, so we would just be basically hauling it across open plains, and going from there. We do have to cross the bridge too. I don't know. I just need to mess around with it. So I'm going to do that off camera, and I will probably catch that in another episode. But I appreciate you guys watching. If I didn't ask in the first half when we were dealing with the cotton harvester, please like and subscribe. It really does help me out a lot and get more visibility on my videos. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Bye bye.